What is up, guys? Welcome back to another day of building this Pigeon Forge truck. We got to figure out if I got some measurements correct, okay? Me and tape measures, well, them little tiny lines in there, they don't seem to always want to calculate in my brain correctly. And sometimes I add an inch, sometimes I take away 6 inches, I don't know. But in this case, we need to see if my measurements were correct in getting the power plant transferred to the rear end. What I mean by that is, well, some drive shafts, okay? I had to go drop these off, I don't know, about a week ago. I just got them back yesterday, so now it's time to get them installed. I say there is 2 of them, but they're not both for this truck, okay? One's for the tow pig I got out there, and the other one is for this project. So what we need to do today is try to get the center support bracket. We got to get the rivets punched out of that, kind of spruce it up a little bit with a little bit of the resto paint, you know, OEM stock paint in a can. And then see if this actually fits. It looks like it's going to, just laid out here, it's almost to the rear end there. It's almost to the front here. So, by eye, I think it's going to work. And by the way, it's not actually my name. I don't know who Lipatinsky, that's not my name, okay? Not my name. Anyways, so I've got the bracket over here in the vise. I've already kind of got it smoothed down, kind of ready to go. We need to air hammer out some of these rivets, then put the new bolts in the holes on the frame, then take the new carriages, all that, just a bunch of stuff we've got to get done. Gonna be a pretty easy day. Like I said, I'm gonna do just the drive shaft. I may go ahead and hook up some fuel lines to it as well. That's going from the fuel filter to the actual tank. And then, well, I'll just show you as we go. No need to, no need to jump ahead. All right, cover your ears. Oh, get tighter. See, easy as pie. Now we'll get this in the old paint booth. And well, while that's curing and, flashing off and all those fancy paint terms, we'll put the fuel line in, okay? Since I've already kind of told you about it. Now, we're just going to lightly dust the bottom half of it. If I have paint. Where's paint? Go with the stock same color frame thing here. We'll do it here as well. No need to go crazy on the inside. This is the underside of it. So you won't be, actually, you'll be seeing both. No, you won't be seeing much of that side. So, leave that over there. Boop. Flash. Okay. Now, back to the fuel line. So I've got the fuel line ran all the way here to the filter. Now we need to get a line from there down the frame, tuck in there, maybe come out that hole, back in this hole, kind of loop around, do a twirly twirl and back in there. We're gonna do all that minus all the twirly twirls. And yes, it is high pressure fuel injection line, in case anybody is wondering, which I think it cost, I think it was like $72 per foot. Really not that high, but it's very, very close, okay? I don't know why this tube is so much more expensive than just regular fuel line. It must be made out of all those catalytic converters that are getting stolen everywhere. Maybe this is what they're going to. I don't know. All right, 1, 2, 3 connectors. That. Something to snip it with. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to throw a couple clamps on there. There's the nipple part, whatever. Well, that's the nipple. That's like a flare. We're going to go past the flare. And we're going to put one right about there on the end and about there on that end. And then we'll do the same thing on the tank side. Don't need the cutters yet, but I do need this fancy crimping tool. You know what? I wonder if my line's even long enough. Oh boy. It's gonna be close, okay? We may end up running it, just lay it right on top of the CV axle. So, yeah. Probably should have bought extra. Get over that. Come on. Guess when all else fails, spit on it. Come on, baby. I know you want to go through that. Get on there. All right, the clamps are getting in my way. And go. Yep. And go. There we go. We're going to go all the way down. All right. Get these here clamps back on. Now these are called like PEX crimpers. That's what I call them. But they're almost like, as you squeeze that end, makes it really tight. It's for high pressure stuff. Somebody out there tell me what those are for. Probably should have put, and we'll go over that lip. Oh, there it goes. Come on. Work it. Work it. Come on. Keep going. Work it. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. So, this fancy tool just kind of crimps it. So we're going to put one. Yep. And want to make them look even, okay? Can't be having one over here and one over there. They got to be in the same line. Okay. Yeah. Let's see you come off of there now. It probably will. Yep, probably will. Anyways, there's the. And this has got a little square tip. It bites in there like that. And well, you squeeze, and the inside of that ring crushes it. Crushes it. All right. Now we'll somehow get to that area as clean as possible. But I think all I can do is just go right over top. I really don't have any other option. I should have bought longer hose. Silly me. But I can throw a clamp here. It'll hold it just fine. Probably come off of... Oh, don't lose that. Hey, now! Why? Why? Okay, gonna get one, of course. Flick it out just to flick it in another spot. There's that. Get the little guys on there. And well, squint. Yep. Perfect. I'll have to figure out some sort of mount for here. It should be okay. Actually, I know it's going to be okay. Nothing back here is articulating. It all happens here and there. So yeah, we'll get a clamp on that. You guys know how to put clamps in, so there's no need to show you guys all that. Important part is, I think our paint might be ready over there. I can smell it. You know when you get them fumes in the air, and you're just like, I think it's ready. Because it is. And if it's not ready, it's going to be ready. Look, I can touch it, right? Yeah, if I can touch it, that means it's ready. Good to go. All right. Need some bolts. Hey, you guys notice any of the hats? You know, we have a website now. It's called thevintage10customs.com. We got a bunch of hats out there. One of the questions I do get asked is, why all the flat bills? They say flat bill on there, guys. That's just the description. You can get these things bent, okay? See how this isn't flat anymore, okay? And they stay that way. They don't just boop, pop out like your typical flat bill. So go over there, check out thevintage10customs.com and see which one you got. See which one you like. Try one out. If you don't like it, I'd say return it, but don't return it. Please don't return it. Yeah. Back to the bolts. I'm going to put lots of lock washers on these because, I don't know, makes me feel better. Plus that thing is doing lots of spinning around things right here. And I don't really want it to spin itself off while I'm driving, okay? Now, something else I actually learn this, okay? I learned myself something. I'm back up here. I needed a drive shaft from there to there. I was going to do a straight shaft, okay? The stock shaft on the town cars, Lincoln town cars, or the Grand Marquis, or your Crown Vics, whatever. This one was an extended version. This was the Executive L, or whatever, some fancy, I don't know, butler drives this guy around or something. I don't know. Anyways, the extended versions are 64 inches, okay? I needed to go to 70 inches for this whole setup. And well, 70 inches, you can't spin that thing up past 3,200 RPMs. You can spin it up. You can do anything you want. But the recommendation is not to spin these up past 3,200 RPMs because it talks about, well, that length, things just start coming apart. And I don't want things to come apart, okay? So I opted for a split shaft, which was like 7 times the money, but at least I got the comfort and warm fuzzy that, well, my drive shaft's not going to spin apart. Well, whoever buys this truck is going to work in their electrical vehicle or their plumber's truck or whatever you want to call it. That's if I sell it. No, I'm going to sell it for sure. But I'm taking it to a show or 2 or 7 first, and then maybe sell it. We'll see. Anyway, so why I got a carrier bearing, there's your reasons. And that's what we're mounting now is the carrier bearing mount. And hopefully it works. You know, I keep saying a lot of this hopefully stuff. I know it's going to work. But if I say hopefully, and then it doesn't work, well then I can say I didn't know. You know what I mean? Where is 11/16? Yeah, oh, looking right at it. Anyways, so I'm going to stop saying hopefully because I have a little bit more confidence in myself and saying, this is going to work. Until it doesn't, then I'm going to say, yeah, should have kept saying, hopefully. Should have kept saying it. Oh, we're not. Hold on. We're going to make them work. Okay. Dang it, forgot to put the lock washer. Come on back out of here. There we go. Lock washer, lock washer. You know what? I just need to get in here, okay? Get you right in the action. Come out. Got it there. Yeah. Oh, that one went right through. Why couldn't the rest of you two been like that, huh? Come on. Now. Gonna have to go this way. Look. See how those holes don't line up? That one lines up. Then that one's way off. So flip it. I'm gonna do that whole. What's that song? Put the thing down, flip the reverse thing. Yeah, that. We're gonna flip this thing down and reverse it. Okay? Somehow. Okay. Get the knee up in there to hold that tight. Yeah, there we go. Come on, I know somebody knows that song I'm talking about. The old Missy Elliott. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted for, them sweet verses I just did in that perfect tone. So, if you're out there listening, Missy, don't get me for copyright, okay? Oh, it went right through. Look at there. Is your brain yet? I'm not going to say the rest of it because, well, nah, let me think about that for a second. I wonder if I should flip these. If I ever have to change, it'll be all right. We're gonna let it ride. I was thinking if I ever have to get these bolts out, well, bed's there, but we've got a riser. It's high enough. What size are you? 5/8? Where you at? Oh, that's nice. Wait a minute. I got 5/8 there. Using the wrong one over there. All right. Now I got to go back up here. Ain't no way. Hey, calm down up there. What are you doing? See, much faster that way. Okay, much faster. Drive shaft time. All right. Now, see if you get in there. Now all this should work because it's the same front splines. Everything's the same except for, well, what am I trying to say? The length, the distance from there to the back. That's the only thing really different. That and it's balanced and it looks cooler too. Yeah, there's that. You go in there. Now, I took a measurement as if it was seated all the way up against the seal, and I asked them to kind of give me an inch and a half or so it can slide off that seal. I don't have any, premature seal damage. Premature seal damage. And well, he said he did that, so I trust the guy because, I don't know, they've been in business for 35 years or something. So, why not? Why not? All right, going to go ahead and move on to the back. Now, the back has been kind of changed up a little bit, okay? Ford uses a 1330 is what it's called. That's the U-joints, 1330 or 1350. 1350, obviously, it's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier, and that's what I ended up wanting to do. This is a flange or an adapter you can buy for that Mustang rear end. It kind of takes that 6-bolt donut pattern, also known as a circle, okay? Circle pattern, and converts it to this flange. So underneath, right here you can see there's 6 bolts on the outside or inside, and the 4 bolts on the inside as well. But those 6 mount to the rear end, and then those pattern is for this 1350 rear end. Now the 1330 is the smaller version of it. 1350 is just the beefier version. You can buy adapters, you can buy all kinds of different stuff for the U-joints to kind of convert it, but this is the best for me. I like having solid tubes pretty much from point to point. Like, I don't like trying using offset size U-joints, like one's larger or one diameter cups are bigger than the other. I'd rather just kind of keep it uniform throughout. So you can buy these. If you want to know where to get them, shoot me a comment. I will let you know where to get those adapters if this is a conversion you ever want to do. But that's for another video. Actually, it wasn't another video. So if you haven't checked it out, go check out the actual install of this in my previous video. Search, what did I don't know. Search something. Search Mustang independent rear suspension. I don't know. I don't even know my titles of my own videos. That was a long time ago. So anyway, let's get back to it. So the flange here, once again, 1350 flange. She could slide. Now, it looks like it's really far away. It doesn't look like it. It is actually really far away. But that doesn't mean I'm not short. It means that that's on the ground and it has to get picked up. Okay? You fit. Nope. You have to go in that one. It doesn't fit any other way. There you go. Come on, baby. There, come on. Get in there. Yeah. All right. Oh, she's fitting. We'll close that gap up. As we tighten these down, and we use a wrench because, well, I don't have any sockets that are going to go through there, okay? Going through this little crazy angle, it just doesn't work, okay? Plus, I don't like putting those universals on there. They work in sometimes, but not in this situation. They probably work really well in this to get them started, and then I could torque them down afterwards. But I'm doing it this way because this is what I'm doing and this is how I started it. That's what I like. All right, there you go. It is torqued down too, okay? There is not just the old elbow torque. I did actually torque this down because, well, like I said, I'm spending the money to make sure this is all driveline right and makes there's no vibration and it's good quality. You no sense in spending all that money and then, you know, a bolt come flying out of there and all this stuff just gets wrecked. So those are torqued down good and tight. Now let's move to the center. Center's got this little support there. There's your carrier bearing. And well, it goes right into those two slot holes right there. 1, 2. Need to get the wrench. That's not a wrench, that is a socket, okay? Do nut plates for it and the hardware. Let's go on the other side. Get these little clips like so. And like so. You have to use the leg to lift. Come on, baby. Once you do it, you're gonna fall, aren't you? Yep, let's just put you right back down. Let's get that. Get on there. Now, don't be playing this game where you don't want to go in there. You just came out. What is going on? All right. You were literally just in there. See, these are acting like them. Remember, like the first video or two? Them daggum suspension mount bolts or engine cradle bolts. They really want to play nice. What in the world? All right. I'm going to have to look into this. All right. I got the bolt nut plate thing situated, figured out, whatever you want to call it. Me and that nut plate and that bolt came to a conclusion we needed just separate ways, okay? I'll go about our separate ways. What I mean by that is, well, it went separated out in my field, okay? I cut it in half about 6 different times, then walked out and just nonchalantly, as nice and as polite as I could be, I threw it as far as I could in my field. It's probably going to get its last laugh because I'm going to run it over with the mower and, well, I'm going to have to fix something else. But the most important thing is we now have better bolts. That nut plate and that bolt is no longer a part of my life yet. I mean, until it comes back to me. And well, we have a drive shaft installed. But it needs lots of work. All right, here's what we did. I already put new bolts in the top. Why not just go ahead and put new bolts in the bottom? So got rid of all that whole nut plate contraption thing because it was aggravating me, and well, put bolts in there. Now, what's happening now is, see if you can get a good shot. Which, if you remember when I installed the transmission, I thought that was going to be a little too high. I don't mind this, but I can suck it up a little bit more. And what I want to do is get rid of this bracket. I'm going to get rid of this bracket, and we're going to mount the carrier bearing directly to the frame. So that should give me, you know, whatever the thickness of that is. Looks like it's about 1.5 inches. We'll be able to raise that up. That'll kind of get rid of this pinion angle. And if you look also, I wanted this seal which it did. I actually had measured, when I gave him my measurements off of the face of this, and I said take an inch off, he did that. However, I should have probably taken about 2 inches off so I can kind of get that still off of the weathered or rusty part of this flange. So I want it out just a little bit more. I want to see a little bit more chrome or whatever you want to call that. And how I can do that is, well, when I take these bolts, this mounting right here, and put it right up to the frame. I can't put it in the center because, well, you can see it tapers up and I'm never going to get into it. I need to be on this lip or that lip. If I go to this lip, well, I got no more room, so I can't go to that lip. I'm going to have to go to this lip, and we're going to have to do a little bit of adjusting. The problem we're going to run into with the back lip is the angle of this, right? So if I mount it back here, I think the angle of this is going to smack into it. I think we're going to hit. So we're going to have to do a little bit of trial and error. And then when I slide this back, it'll kind of close up this yoke, this splines right here as well. So we'll close that one up. We'll open that one up kind of where we want it. We're going to have to mock it up first because I still think I'm going to hit that cross member, or I may just have to put a plate, you know, get a square plate, get rid of that drop, and just kind of slide it back a little bit on that plate. But also, why we have to do this, let's go to the front and take a little look-see. Well, it's doing this and this. Not going to work for me, okay? So we also need to slide the drive shaft, at least this front one. The back one, I know we're going to have some sort of kick. That's okay because that rear end, the actual pinion is not dead center on that. So it's got to be off a little bit. I'm okay with that. However, this is, instead of the drive shaft being this way, the drive shaft is, you know, opposite of that, this way. So we need to take this and tail it that way, which should straighten this up and kind of give me just a smaller angle back. Only one angle at the carrier bearing, and we'll get rid of that whole snake effect there. So, yeah, we're gonna have to unbolt everything we just bolted on and just start working from there. All right, I got all that unbolted. Got the bracket over here. I kind of have an idea that, well, I think it's going to work. I thought this was going to work too also, but it didn't. So I'll show you. Got some square tube. Probably should have cut this. Let me cut it real quick. All right. So the idea is just put a piece of square tube in there. It seems to fit right where I want it to be. So I take and run this up inside of there. It sits just about, I don't know, 1/4 inch underneath of the frame. So what that means is I can take a bolt, run it through there, through this, and into those tabs. And well, it won't collapse. And it sucks it up inside of there. This whole idea, having it drop down, it's too much of an angle. I want this as plain as possible. Plain meaning 0 degrees. So, square tube it is. However, I am going to make this more complicated than it should be because, well, I'm not a big fan of just throwing a piece of hunk of tube or square or whatever you want to call it on a truck and just calling it a day. To me, it looks silly, looks stupid. Looks like you just kind of grabbed something out of the backyard, flopped it in there, and well, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taper the edges. Okay, so stay with me. I'm going to taper these edges. Kind of get you in a little bit closer, just in case you really want to see this. Now, I need a small ruler. I know I got some of them somewhere. Here we go. Small ruler, marker, got them, got everything. All right. Which one are we going for? We're going on this one. See, now I got two. The other day I was losing left and right, so I got one in each pocket. Pants pockets, anyways. So, if I were to transfer this mark, this is the mark that it's the carrier bearing mounts on. Kind of mark it on its edge, mark it on its edge. There's the holes, right? That's where that's going to mount upside down like this, okay? So this is going to be the bottom. Just so everybody can kind of stay. And this was going to be, you guessed it, not the bottom, okay? Now, as it sits up in there, I want to see these sides taper up. So remember, bottom, there's the mount holes that the carrier bearer is going to mount in here. I want these to taper up. Oh, sorry, not taper up. We're going to taper them out. So I want these to taper out something like that. Like that. Bottom, this is your side profile of it. We're going to see it looking like that again. Basically, this bottom half is going to come up, and it's going to look like a, you know, something like that. Now, to know where I cut, now you can't just take and cut a 45 there because, well, if you know anything about, you know, a squared, b squared plus c squared, well, if these are the same, then c is going to be longer, right? So I'm going to go ahead and measure. I think we already measured that 2 inches. So we get 2 inches. And on that pivot point where this is going to come up, I'm going to see where it hits 2 inches on the very top of this line. So I'm going to set it at 4. We're just going to keep moving up till we hit to the top, which is about right there. And then we're going to make a line. There you go. So I should show you that. That's not a 45. Okay. Yeah. So it's not 100% 45 degrees. So now, because if I just cut that to 45, I would have to keep angling it back for this piece of metal to go up in there. So now I know I'll cut that. We're going to keep this bottom half. So we're going to make sure we keep that bottom half, cut all this out. Which I could transfer that line. Also, to know what to cut that. So, you're seeing it, this portion right here, see, right in there, all of that, all the way down, and then same thing on the other side is going to get cut out. All right, here you go. This is kind of the idea. So turn sideways, you see there's kind of a taper. We'll take that excess and we're gonna fold that down. Now, I probably should have said stuff earlier for maybe you geometry whizzes or any type of math guy out there. Make your mark and just cut it to 60, or make another mark at 60 degrees. Basically, what we're making is an equilateral triangle. So, equilateral triangle, you know, 3 sides divided by 180 is 60 degrees. So, and at the 60 degrees, drop it over, weld it in, boom, you've got that perfect little, no excess overhang, no too short, no trying to fill in holes with. Now we're just gonna fold this thing over. There you go. You know, I'm gonna see this is, you know, this was there. Be nice perfect triangle. Okay. Now we're gonna knock that thing over there with one of these big guys here. Bam. Closed it up. Now we'll get a ground on that thing. Yep. Get on there. And well, weld her up. I probably should get eye protection for that. Sunglasses ain't gonna work. Tack them corners so they don't want to ride on me. All right, there you go. That angle, as you can tell, has come up. The driveline center line has come back to center where I wanted it, and well, it still kicks off to its natural position that it's supposed to be on the Mustang rear end, and well, that's how we're going to do it. That's how it's going to stay. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for sticking around. Even if you did stick around to the end and just kind of fast forwarded through that first 42 minutes or 38 minutes or however long this video is going to be, I'm not sure. That's okay too. But don't forget before you leave to subscribe. Or if you want to leave without subscribing, maybe share it out. And if I happen to fall into your feed just because, well, sheer luck or search, or, you know, you were doing the whole rabbit hole thing and I happen to pop up, maybe share it out also, even if you don't like it. And even if you don't want to subscribe, just share it out. You know, like, dislike, throw me a comment. We'll see you tomorrow.